No mercy.
We're Arsenal forever. We are Arsenal.
Run to Wembley.
We love Arsenal.
Over, evening, gents. How are you?
All good, all good. Yeah, can't complain with a victory, but no doubt I do have a few things to complain about. But there you go, I'm all good.
We'll get into that. Nick, how are you? No, we lost him there. Is he all right? Might be a bit of a connection issue.
Yeah, I
Anyway,
think
we'll start with you, Trevor.
yeah.
What was your
Yeah,
overview of the game?
typical Arsenal, isn't it? Really, controlled the game. You know, the first 20 minutes looked good. You know, it was like we had two chances we could score in the first, like, what, 6-7 minutes or whatever. I was thinking, okay, it's rubbing my hands here. I was thinking, yeah, this is looking good. Looks like hopefully we've got rid of those slow starts that we were having. So I'll touch wood that, you know, it doesn't come back. Definitely not on Sunday anyway. But yeah, got the goal. Bloody good goal as well. The strike, it was just like as soon as it left his foot, the power in it was, oh wow. And to be fair, I could see what the keeper was trying to do, but it was hit so hard. But yeah, so I thought it was good. I thought it was a good goal. And then Arsenal being Arsenal, isn't it? Really?
Wow.
You know, just I don't know, man. I don't know. I just think we've got certain players in our team that do this. Do you know who have got that in them? From your Xhakas to your David Luizes, and do you know what I mean? And I think, having said that, there's something going on. I think with there's always a kind of thing now: is Leno to blame? Is he not to blame, or whatever? Maybe his decision making sometimes, you know, maybe he trusts his midfielders a lot more than us fans. Do you know what I mean? I think the only person I really trust in that position would be someone like Partey or whatever. But listen, we then come back and scored two great goals in the second half, and you know, scoring 3 goals away from home in Europe against a decent team. I think it bodes well for the second leg.
I mean, let's have it right. I mean, Olympiacos are the ones that done us damage last season. So if we can come back and pull it out of the bag like we have done, that first half to me was a bit iffy. You know, we looked dominant. The same as we did in the Burnley game. We looked completely dominant. As soon as they scored that first goal, you know, we flatlined. We spoke about it before. You know, Aubameyang, is he the right person to be captain of this team? He's not grabbing hold of the players and getting the nitty gritty out of them. But you've got players like Kieran Tierney and Thomas Partey and David Luiz that look like strong individuals with ambitions that can lead this team. I don't think he's the right person to, you know, to pull us out the back. Don't get me wrong; he can score goals and pull us out of any difficult situation we're in. But we need that strong character in our team. Do you know what I mean? And the two goals, I mean, that El Neni goal come out of nowhere.
I was seeing him come forward. I was saying to myself, when he got to a point, everyone's back, and I said, "Shoot, just shoot, just have a go." And to be fair, it came off, and he scores crackers in Europe, didn't he?
He does.
I remember he scored against Barcelona. Then who was it against? He scored in this year's Europa League. In one of the group games, but it was a great goal, and tonight,
he's got that in the locker. Didn't he do it against Tottenham as well? I'm pretty sure he done it against Tottenham. Was it El
probably
Neni?
everyone's done it against Tottenham.
He's bagged a couple of volleys against Tottenham. It looks brilliant. For me, team selection. What's wrong with your team selection today, Trev?
I think he got it right. To be honest, I would have. I would have picked that team. To be honest, I do like seeing Gabriel play. I think the back four is something what I think he needs to kind of get, you know, stable. the thing with Luis is that do you know what, he is that, as you said, that strong kind of character, and you need that kind of character at the back. So I think really and truly, those two are probably our, and it's not saying much, is it? Probably our best centre backs at the club, to be honest.
Is that your favourite pairing? Is that your favourite pairing and the centre backs there? Is it?
Yeah, I think so. The problem for me though is that Luis has about 6 good games and then he'll do something. Do you know what I mean? Just to kind of put himself right back on -1 again. But yeah, and I think the midfield spoke for itself. Problem again is that I have with at the moment they're probably the 2 best midfielders we've got in the club. Obviously, Partey is a shoe-in all the time, but Xhaka, I guess at the moment, barring his mistake against Burnley. But the thing is, though, he's another player he's got something like that in him. I think that department has got to be strengthened big time. And then the front three really is pretty much Odegaard. I think was a great. He's been doing well, and then to have the Saka, Oba, and Willian. I think Willian did all right, to be fair. Team selection, I think it was all right. Was the right call.
Do you think Pepe needs to get more game time in Europe? Because he looks like a different player when he plays in the Europa League. Same as Martinelli. I don't know what that kid's got to do to get some game time. I mean, he's getting isolated. He's getting isolated majorly. Yeah,
it's kind of. I actually think it may have been the problem with what Arteta has is that Saka's been so integral to the way we play and what we do. I just think there's that little kind of tinge of kind of burnout from him at this point, because it's his 2nd game in a row. I think he was probably just that little bit ineffective. Listen, I'm not going to get on the kid's back because he's been superb this season, but I think maybe he could have. It would have been it would have been good to see Pepe there, and maybe kind of rested Saka for Sunday or something like that. But listen, I think the wing area for us is starting to click and starting to get quite strong. So Pepe, I think he needs to start playing. I want to see him start playing, but it's quite difficult right now for him to get in because he's got his favourite Willian and Saka's just Saka.
Nick, what's your opinion on today's game, mate?
Firstly, I apologise because there's a bad connection and I don't really know where you are in this conversation.
Don't worry, mate. I mean, we just got a bit of a technical issue there. We're just talking about the overall performance of the players today, and just what's your opinions on the game?
Okay. To be honest with you, we started off really well, and for the first 20-25 minutes, I thought, like probably everyone, we're going to annihilate this team. We looked absolutely pucker, the passing, everything. We scored a good goal, but then in the second half, we just do what we do. We just did an Arsenal, like.
Yeah.
What is that? What is that about? Like, for a fan, it's so frustrating that we dominate games, like we dominate 80% of the game, and then we just do one stupid thing that puts us in trouble. Like I said to you earlier, I told to play the ball from the back. I get that, and that's the way he wants to play the game. And he drums it into their head. Right, we're going to play from the back, but we're not robots. They can think for themselves. If they see a situation is dangerous, don't play the.
I think we're losing him.
Yeah, I think it's
but I get the gist of what you're saying there. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. I think Leno's choices have got to be that little bit better. I think because both the goals he kind of where it could have gone long, he's kind of played someone in where they've got to do something, a little bit more cultured, so to speak. You trust a Vieira or Gilberto Silva or whatever. Do you know what I mean? And Fabregas or Partey in that position, but Xhaka and Dani Ceballos and everything. I think sometimes maybe they're doing it in training. I don't know, but yeah.
Well, I just want to put it out there and say, I think we had a shaky start to the second half. But we've pulled it out the bag. We seem to do this throughout the season, and it really annoys me because we can go and destroy teams like Leicester with a B team in my eyes because we're not playing, your Saka's, your Aubameyang. We're playing Willian. And to me, he's a B class player. He should be on the bench. He shouldn't be starting other players like Pepe and Martinelli. These players need to be in game time. We've got young, decent players that need to be able to come off the bench and make a difference.
Yeah.
So if they're not getting game time, we're not going to progress. Like Williams had so many opportunities this season to pull it out the bag, and I don't understand how he's such a favourite at the managerial perspective.
You're spot on with that one because the thing is it's like there's certain players when you're kind of, it seems like he's been given. William's been given time to get his confidence up, and work through that. So then Arteta should be kind of using that example for other players, to work on it and get through. Don't forget, Martinelli had a really quite serious injury, and sometimes those kind of injuries play on your mind, on how you go into tackles, the certain runs that you make, and everything. And I feel that it'll be good for him to start getting some game time. The thing is, you just don't know what's going on in training because you and I can sit there and say he should be playing, but what is going on in training that he's not getting that game time? Is it a personal thing or is it application or is it he's just not showing the quality that the other guys are showing? It's a mystery at the moment. It really is.
It is crazy. Just before we go on, I just want to make a little statement there, little reminders to everyone that's tuning in that we love your support and we love sharing and your likes and all the support we get from you guys. And just a reminder that we are doing a road to 500 subscribers. We're doing a football shirt giveaway. Any shirt of your choice. If you do, please share with your friends and get us to 500 and we'll do a football shirt giveaway. And hopefully a lucky fan will win a nice shirt of his or hers choosing. But back to the game. What do you reckon to the second leg of this? Do you reckon we're in for a chance now? Do you reckon we're going to do an Arsenal slip up or what?
If there's any team that can lose from this position, it's Arsenal, isn't it? Really? Listen, we're in the driving seat. They have to come out and score, and it should be made for us really to kind of start hitting them when and looking for those gaps in behind. And I think pretty much. Arteta sets his team as well. Teams are well set up to play that way. Just want to touch on that point from Lee, Billingsley. The subs made the difference when we dipped. I think that's spot on really because when it was 1-1 and everything, and fair enough they hadn't come on yet, but because Gabriel just scored and then they made the changes. But the thing is that Gabriel's goal was brilliant, by the way. But the thing is that. We had dipped because Olympiacos were playing the ball about, they were getting confident. They were kind of like, it's amazing what a goal does. And the thing is, as soon as, fair enough, we scored the goal, but as soon as we brought those three on, it was just like, it was a totally different game. It was like we was back in control again. Everything was calm. We started to manage the game again. And I love seeing players like Pepe on the ball when it's like right at the last minute, that's when he plays the ball off and things like that. Just being just not being cocky, but that air of arrogance, like come and get it or whatever. Just kind of making them work and everything. And the thing is, when the third goal went in, we could have had another goal. I would have liked to have seen the fourth one in, especially when right across the line. It's a shame Smith Rowe checked his run. But the thing is, we needed that little bit injection of energy to see the game out, and I think Arteta in that respect got it spot on. To be fair,
I agree. I do agree. I mean, I think we should have been at least 2-0 up at the half time. I mean, we missed a couple of
Mm.
sitters there. Maybe they're
Yeah.
not just quite cutting edge sharpness that we need up front, but I mean, we've got players like Smith Rowe coming back from injury. Who look, we
He
all
looked
know
good. Yeah.
he's dangerous. He's the Croydon De Bruyne, as we call him. That, but he's absolutely dangerous. And we've got a lot of players that can cause like mayhem towards these Olympiacos defenders, especially Pepe. I
Yeah.
think he needs to start this second leg because we need to go at home and we don't need to stop. Look, I'd hate this all season. We play at home and we're on the back foot for the first 25 minutes and we're getting attacked. We're counter-attacking at home. What's going on? We should be controlling the ball there. That's our fortress, if you put it. Do you know what I mean? So
it should be. Yeah, it should be. Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
We need to be attacking these defenders and getting in their faces, and showing like you're not going to come back this time. This time is ours. It's in the bag. It is in the bag. I mean, Man United have just drew one against the AC Milan, so that's a big game that I was watching there today. That's going to be a big important game. Whoever wins that, they're down already.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the Scum are up 2-0. I didn't really pay attention to their results, but I'm hoping we meet them and beat them on the week and knock them out of the Europa League as well. That would be my dream this season.
That would be lovely. But having said that, we've got a big couple of weeks coming up. To be fair, ourselves, and I think Arteta needs to rotate and start. He will be. Really put through the grinder now, really, with how he, manages this team, because we've, as you know, we've got the small matter of the North London derby on the Sunday. Then we've got Olympiacos again. Then we've got West Ham, and then we've got Liverpool. So it's like, they're all kind of games that, to be fair, it's going to be, it could be a defining moment in our season and his tenure in management, because the thing is that it's such a big week. We come through that and with positive results, might start thinking that our team could do something. The problem I have though is that we see too self-employed. We did it in the first half. Odegaard did it, right? In the first half, and I don't know. It just seems to be catching. We're I don't know what it is, because at the time we're just so on top and we're so comfortable. It's like they get too comfortable, and whereas the great teams or the really good teams that play the same way that we play, really kind of grab teams by their throat and keep them at the throat, like Man City and stuff. And when Liverpool last year were like that, they just wouldn't give you a second. They'll just keep going at you and at you, keep playing percentage stuff. But us, we try and be too intricate sometimes, and it's sometimes really kills us. I
agree. Just a quick one before we end it. I know you're a very keen person to get Arteta out. What's your opinion on the season? I mean, if we don't make it, what's your goal in the Europa League? Are we going to win this, or are you going to be satisfied with a semi-final performance, or a runners-up medal? What's your goal? Like, is he going to keep his job if we don't win this, and we don't get top six?
I'd be amazed if he was that. I mean, look, I'm not told, Arteta out, he's got to go and all that, whatever. The thing is, I want him to do well, but the thing is that sometimes he's making these decisions which kind of make you scratch your head. Sometimes some team selections, things like that, just really have you scratching your head. However, I can see that he has a way of playing. Whether or not he will be backed in terms of getting the players in that can facilitate that way that he wants to play, who knows? Well, I guess we'll find out in a few months' time. Come the transfer window. Can we win the competition?
Lee's asking the question right there. Do you think we can win this competition? I think shout.
Listen. If we get to the final, right, then it's anyone's, right? Because the thing is, we can beat anyone on our day.
We've got a
But
shot. This is
we,
what I'm
we can,
saying.
you know, we can be anyone so good we can even beat ourselves. That because it's like, do you know what I'm saying?
Last season. Look what we
Um,
done last season. Look, Chelsea done them easy. City done them easy. Community Shield, yeah, it's not a big competition. Liverpool start the season done them. We had the confidence. We were flying high. You know, two trophies if you put it in a short period of time. We've played Chelsea in the final. We've played Atletico Madrid in the semi-final. We've played these big teams. We've knocked big teams out of this cup. We need to get back into the Champions League, and this is our only route because we've got to beat Tottenham on the weekend, which we can do.
Yep.
And if Liverpool keeps slipping up and we beat Liverpool again, you know, maybe we can
it's a
start.
shame it's not at Anfield, eh?
These are big ifs. These are big ifs,
Yeah.
and we need our defence to perform, which they are doing this season, a lot better than they have done the last season. But we need our all-important players, you know, your Aubameyang, your Lacazette, your Williams, because he's going to play them, to pull it out the bag and score these goals and get the team moving because we can't. Saka's so young. Smith Rowe, we can't, like, the whole team's performance rests on their shoulders. That's not right.
No,
That's not right. They're the youth. They need to be encouraged and learning on the job, but they're dragging us forwards at the time, and it's so embarrassing to see as a football club because we've had some elite players, and now we're just relying on youth. Look what that got Chelsea last. Do you know, we need to do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree with you 100%. The thing is, can we win it? Yes, we can win it. Are we going to win it? I don't think so. However, you know, I want us so badly to get back into that Champions League. And the thing is, I really would love to see the club's ambition, right? If Champions League football was, confirmed, to see how far they actually back the manager in the transfer market to get the players that he wants. We just, it's, as you say, it's a lot of ifs and buts, really. And the problem is that if we get to the Champions League, then I think that'll be, who wouldn't want to come to Arsenal? But if we don't, this it might be another season of what we're seeing today. Do you know what I mean? And this whole season, really, which is a mixed bag, and you just don't know what you're going to get. Having said that, I know it's a bit of a contradiction here. What I'm going to say, the last 3 games, the performances have not been bad. The performances have been great. It's been okay. From Leicester, the Benfica game was a bit of a kind of like a rabbit out of the hat kind of performance, but the Leicester, the Burnley performance, I don't think it wasn't a bad performance, but it's just, because we created, but it's only because obviously individual mistakes. And then today, I thought we've done pretty well today, barring again mistake. We can cut those mistakes out. I see a certain brand of football our taste kind of coming out with, and this, as I say, green shoots.
Interesting. This is
I'd like to know what you feel. How do you feel we're progressing? I mean, in terms of how we're going forward, are you seeing any kind of? Do you get kind of? Are you feeling any more confident in
I am
what
the
you're
most
seeing
on the fence Arsenal fan you'll ever meet, because you go back Alexis Sanchez, Mesut Ozil season. You know, we could have bagged the title, but our defense was shocking. Absolutely shocking. When we
talking 2016 season.
Yeah, shocking. Now we got one of the best defenses in the season, but we let stupid goals in and we create our own errors. But now we've got strikers that are performing, and like we've got golden boot winners. Do you know what I mean? Like, they can't get like a game on the trot where they're banging in 2 goals on the row. So we're performing in the right areas that we needed to perform, because year after year I've seen Jamie Carragher, Gary Neville, you know, Arsenal this, Arsenal that, they're defensive weak, they're not watertight, they're not this or that, and now we're watertight at the back, but we can't bag goals. We've flipped it. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't make sense to me.
You know what the problem is, I think, is that I heard a stat actually. What they said, that's our 9th consecutive game that we've conceded a goal. Right, that's not good. So what I'm saying is, right? What I'm saying is, and what I'm thinking is that, okay, yes, we, up front we've been a bit wasteful or whatever, but you don't see, we score a goal. Burnley, we scored the goal. Fair enough. There's a few chances wasted, but we don't concede. We win the game,
Yeah, I
and
get
we
you.
shouldn't have conceded. Today should have been more comfortable than what it was. Fair enough. There's a couple of chances that were missed, but you're not going to be 100% all the time. And the thing is that fair enough, we're scoring goals.
Yeah.
We are scoring goals. However, I think it's kind of amplified those near misses or those half chances because we're conceding goals game after game. We need to go on a run where we kind of don't concede for at least 2, 3, 4 games. Do you know what I mean? And get that kind of tightness, that kind of solidity in our game. Once we have that, then there won't be so much kind of pressure. And you know what? The thing is, the chances, the guys will take the chances. I just think that it's just the pressure's kind of, and the fact that we're missing chances probably amplified because we are conceding stupid goals and we're letting in goals where, it would have been the difference between 3 points or a point or getting knocked out, near enough getting knocked out of a competition. I.e., look at the Ceballos one against Benfica. Do you know when you have those kind of goals conceded, you concede those kind of goals, then it's hard to legislate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. One last question though. When we concede a goal and they bury their heads in the sand, and then like the Burnley game, for a plain example, anyone watching that game should have seen that we should have been 2-3 0 up. We should have buried that game. They should not even had a chance. But we let a silly goal in and they bury their hands in the sand. That's not a winning mentality. That's not going to drag us forwards. That's not going to take us to the next step that we need to get. Are we going to progress with these players? That's my question.
That's the thing, Carl. I think the problem is we've got too many of those players in that squad that have that mistake in them, right? So how can we love 4, right? 2 of them led to goals. So we had what's his name? Ceballos against Benfica. You had David Luiz today. You had Odegaard today. And then you even had the goal that they scored today with Lennon and Ceballos today. So that's 5 I've just given you. So it's like, and unless we get rid of these kind of players actually that have got this kind of mistake in them. And the thing is that there are the problem is that there's certain players that it happens so many times. So I think I read that there's a dirty stat on Xhaka, and I think he's led to. Through his mistakes alone, they've led to 8 goals.
Yeah.
Now, he's 28, is he? 28, 27, 28?
28,
now,
28.
he right now should be in the prime of his career and have that enough nous to know exactly what to do, okay? And the thing is, the fact that he's making, and this is just one season, by the way, 8 goals from his mistakes have led to goals. And just from the fact that his mistakes have led straight onto goals is a problem for me. That type of player needs to be gone from Arsenal. David Luiz. Sorry?
He needs to be gone.
Absolutely. Listen, he's a he should be a squad player. Someone you bring in if your first 2 choice midfielders, he should be like the El Neni of our squad right now. No, I'm being serious.
No, I agree. Because we need to up our caliber of player. And I'm not saying, let's up our players and get rid of our squad. The squad we've got now should be our backup. Like I agree with what you're saying. Like at the minute, Liverpool and Man City are running away with the league, and they're the clear top 2 opposition in the league. Now, would Xhaka get into Man City? No. Would he get into Liverpool? No. Would he get into their bench? No. So why should he play for Arsenal? Get him gone. This is the mentality we should have right now, and I don't understand. Like, we've got a comment there, like, what do you guys think of Leno? I think Leno's a brilliant keeper, but should we get rid of Martinez? No. Don't get me started. Like, we have these quality players and we let them go. Why? He's got one of the most clean sheets in the season. Don't.
You know what, Carl? I agree with you 100%. Okay, on we shouldn't. From a club perspective, no, we shouldn't let it go. But from a professional's perspective, for the player, see the goalkeeper. Only one goalkeeper can play. That's the problem, and he's obviously, listen, his performances showed that he's ready to play first team football. At the back of last season when Leonard got injured. Now the problem is that do you know what, when someone's showing that kind of form like they did with Smith Rowe, when Smith Rowe comes in or whatever, you have to play him. Do you know what I mean? And other players then can fit around. You can shoehorn other players in, but the problem is that you can only play with one keeper. And the thing is that he didn't want to just be back up or playing cup games anymore. I agree with him 100%. I agree with Martinez. He is a first choice keeper, and to be fair, there was a paper thing, and it must have been a hard decision between Leno and Martinez because, listen, Martinez has this thing. I don't know if you remember David Seaman, right? When crosses would come in, and Martinez has it. When crosses come in, he's just got that air of confidence that anything. No one's going to bully him. He'll just grab the ball, boom. And when you have that kind of air, that confidence, like Seaman had, and Martinez had it as well, it puts the defense at so much ease. Do you know what I mean? And certain mistakes get cut out. But it's a shame. One thing I will blame Arsenal for is the fact that I only got 20 million for him. To be fair, no, that because he's worth a lot more than 20 mil. Put it that way.
That's another stat I've read. Like the players that we've had and let go, like Sanchez, Özil, all these big we've had some players that we could have got some money for. That we got. I think Özil was like 43 million and Sanchez was like 37. Like, we got bargains. And you look at players that are going. Look at Harry Maguire. Look at the silly money he's gone for. Look at the players we've had, and we've let them go. We're like negative profitability. Like we are like so in debt with players that we're just bagging and letting go. And I don't understand who's running the shop at Arsenal because it's diabolical, absolute diabolical.
It's a tough one because it's like we spent big on certain players, but then what happened is that then we started having players within the squad. We're getting new contracts and we're giving them big contracts. We're talking huge contracts, do you know? And that's what's killed us. Then we started buying players, kind of like towards Wenger's reign and, towards the end of it. And then we're kind of coming in for big fees plus big wages. I mean, your Lacazettes and Aubameyang. I mean, these guys are on some serious wages. Even Xhaka and what's his name? Who's the Kolasinac? Fair enough, he was a free. But he was on some serious wages.
Oh yeah.
And it's I don't know who was making all these decisions and who was sanctioning all these kind of transfers or contracts of players and stuff. But it was obviously. But hopefully they've got something in place that they've kind of pretty much sorted it out and stuff. But it was such a problem.
Right, I think we'll leave it there for tonight.
Yeah,
we can go on weekend. If hopefully we won't be moaning, but I'm sure we've got plenty of moaning left in us from this season.
Yeah, the thing is, we won and we're still kind of glum. Do you know what I mean? I guess that but look, listen. Yeah, I know. But the thing is, listen. The guys, they got the win away from home. 3 away goals. You can't rumble. No. All we have to do is score one, and they've definitely got to score 3. Do you know what I mean? To take it to extra time, we scored 2. They're not getting 5. Do you know what I mean? That's where it's at in a minute. So,
I agree. I just hope the luck of the draw. we need to back.
The thing is, though, so this is where it starts getting to the business end. So after this is round 16, right? And then it's gonna be it's the quarterfinals after that. So the thing is. This is the last of the easy rounds or easier rounds. After that, you're going to get a good team. Standard. In the last day, you're going to get a good team.
I don't want to play an English team until semi-finals. I don't. Quarterfinals, I want to play Ajax because I reckon we'll play a big team and perform. We go and play Rangers or something, we lose. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. Like we need to play a big team. Like I don't know what it is. It's the same as the FA Cup. Like if we dodged Chelsea and we dodged City, we wouldn't have won. So for me, we need to play a big team. We need a big performance. I'd say
Half
we
the
need
teams are left in it. So you've got Ajax, Man U, Tottenham.
AC Milan, Rangers. There's loads.
Yeah.
Young
I'm
boys.
just thinking of the 8 that could probably get through to the quarters. But listen, I think this is the shakedown part really. This last 16. I think the best teams from the 16 will go through. The bigger teams, and then it'll be a real proper.
Probably football.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. It's we should be happy that we won. I am happy, but it's just my only dark cloud, and it was just the goal we gave away again, and it was given away literally, and we're just seen it too many times. Really, it's just winding me up.
Let's focus on the positives. But anyway, thank you, everyone. Thank you everyone for comments and likes. Shares. We appreciate the love. Tune in for the weekends. We got a big game coming against Tottenham.
Big game.
Big game. We've got a preview show running, and then we're going to do a live reaction show with a couple of scummers, and then hopefully we'll rip them a new one on the live show.
Just coming to that. Sorry. I know, but just one last thing. I just want to take your thought. Have your take on it. Party coming off after 54 minutes. Is that an injury or was that planned?
Planned.
You think
they're
so?
wrapping him in Cottonmall. They're wrapping him in Cottonmall. The Tottenham game to start the season, when he come off at halftime, we were shit. We're shit when he's not playing. We need him. We got big. Someone just put a big comment on just before we leave. What's this? Leno doesn't realise he's the main contributor that he's conceded silly mistake goals. Why is that there? Okay, yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah, 100%. I think there's a common denominator with the last 2 goals that we've literally given away, and it has been Leno. And I think maybe his decision making needs to sharpen up. I think he needs to kind of. There's a time to kind of and you got to know your player. That thing where you got to know your player, what his capabilities are, and everything. Look, I'm not saying that Ceballos further up the field can do all that kind of stuff, but I personally wouldn't be trusting Ceballos or even Xhaka, to be honest, on the edge of my own box, playing him the ball with his back to their goal and stuff. I just wouldn't do it. I think he should start kind of seeing the type of player that is faced up, demanding the ball, and just stick 2 fingers up and say, nah, do you know what I mean? You've done me over a couple of times. I'm going long, mate.
Hoof the ball.
Yeah. Do you know what? It's not even hoofball. He actually pings a good ball, Leonard.
He does.
And he can hit, Alba. He can hit. Or he can hit either the wings. Just do it. Edison does it. Alisson does it. Do you know what I mean? They arrow balls out to certain wings or to the front man. How many goals has Edison created this season? He's done it a couple of, just from his, and it's not just a punt. He's actually drilled the ball and meant it. Do you know what I mean? And I think sometimes you've got to kind of have a bit of kind of nous about the player that's in front of you, and kind of say, do you know what? Nah, too dangerous. Pinging this.
If he's in a red and white shirt, ping it. That's what I'd say.
Yeah. So just going back to, so you think Partey then's not injured? Because he went off quite pissed off. I thought
he's pissed off because he wants to play. Like, he wants to play. Yeah. He needs to play. Atletico Madrid didn't get any injuries, and he was a dominant player. He wants to play. He wants to perform in this team, and he wants to say to the manager, "Look, I'm all right. I had to cut the niggles. I'm all right." But I think we need to wrap him in cotton wool, because there's some tasty players at the Spurs that need a little party time, and that's what I'd say.
Listen, I can't wait to see. Oh my God!
I'm buzzing.
We need to teach that. Oh, flip's sake, man! Everyone's got to be on. Do you know what the thing is? Anyway, nah.
Save it.
We won't save it. Got to save it. But
everyone tune in on the weekend. It's gonna be a good one.
Tonight's a good night. I can sleep well. 3-1. 3 goals away from home. Can't complain.
Good not to be a gooner, eh?
Indeed.
All right, mate. Thank you for that. I appreciate it like
Cheers,
always.
bro.
And we'll see you again soon. Cheers,
Take care,
everyone.
mate. Cheers,
Thank you.
everyone. Thanks. Bye bye.